Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 13 of What If Naruto Was Too Advanced for His Age. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Had Cosmic Energy over on Anime King 3. And enjoy that guys. And I also posted a brand new episode of What If Naruto Became the God of Lightning over on Anime King. So go ahead and enjoy it as well. And I also posted a brand new episode of What If Naruto Was a Blue Eye Elite Uchiha. So go ahead and check out that as well guys. And remember, if you're new, to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Links will be down in the description for you guys to enjoy. Yes, I have 3 channels, and all links will be down in the description. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say begin this new episode? Start the intro. So, the last spot we left off, as Naruto had quickly made to the hospital, as both him and Minato were waiting outside. As the doctor came out, he had the privilege of delivering Naruto as well. As the man saw how nervous Minato was, seemed like how he was nervous when Naruto was born. As he told him that the baby girl was fine. As they were allowed inside, as they met the new addition to their family, Miseo Namikaze, as she was a spitting image of her mother. We then had a time skip as 2 years passed after that, as Kushina was happy that the attacks from the stone ninjas had stopped a long time ago. Her son was in the stone bingo boat now. Minato couldn't be any prouder even though she was worried, as he was known as a wind dragon in the past 2 years. Naruto's gotten a lot more stronger, and also his fears of techniques, his abilities have grown a lot, as he had learned abilities from the wolf, most of them in stealth, as he was able to blend with the shadow. So he was sent on a lot of stealth mission, as the entire team has grown, as Kushina wished that things would just keep along like this forever. As Naruto had also, developed his relationship with Yujiro, as both of them had gotten intimate. And ever since, both of them become rather closer, as things were just wonderful between them. As Naruto was given a mission, Yamato had been sending back constant reports. They got information that there was a spy within the Fire Nation capital that has been sending back reports to Orochimaru, as it seemed like the man wanted to start something with Konoha. So their job was to go there and find out about the spy, find out about the information they had, and then it was up to them whether they kill him or hand him over towards the Fire Nation country police force, the samurais, for them to handle him. As Naruto was accompanied by Team 8 as they made their way, as Team 8 was refined for their tracking skills and Naruto for his stealth. Minato told him to watch out, as the man was being guarded by a missing nin, who he was paying quite handsomely to protect his life. So they should be careful. So with that, they headed up on their mission as they made their way there. It was the first time Team 8 was being in the capital, and the place was rather large. As Naruto and Kurona went around as they were acting like they were a couple. As they made their way, they went to pass by the house where the man lived, as he had got the location. As they had saw the place, the man was rather close to the Daimyo, so he lived rather fancy. They will have to keep on track and find out what exactly is going on, and about the information before they do anything, because they need to know what he has been telling Orochimaru. They need to find out rather quickly, before Orochimaru starts something they're not prepared for. So yeah guys, so it's basically that's what I thought. You guys can switch across to the place and check it out for yourself. So this will begin this new episode. As the week progressed at the Fire Lord capital, the group was improving in their mission, as the target was easy to find as he was heavily escorted by bodyguards. They follow him every day from his house to the Daimyo's castle, as Naruto, Kurona and Jennings, all of them were disguised as simple guests, as they went on tours, listening to the Fire Daimyo's legacy and the code and the honor and everything, acting like they were nothing but normal guests touring the palace. Hinata's eyes follow Hito to his office where she can read some documents that he was checking out. So far, he was being cautious on what he was reading. But he was also reading about village economics. And also village that were close border towards the town. And near towards the border of the land of bears as well. As he was reading about their economics and how they were coming along. As they found nothing else. So after that, they made their way to one of the open grass era field. Away from the castle, Naruto had something that might help all of the Genins. A new invention his father called the restriction seal. Thus, adding on to the Genins, it will help them increase their speed, strength, and stamina altogether. This one increased the air resistance, making the user hard to move his body. It took 3 days for them to adjust to the heavy strain. At first, they felt like they couldn't even move. But constantly moving and making small steps, they were getting better and better. As Naruto chuckled when Kiba deactivated the seal, his speed had increased but his mind wasn't used to it, as he ended up tripping up and falling over many times. As Kunai tested them with her genjutsu, as she placed them underneath it for them to spot it, Hinata managed to break one of them, and that was quite surprising. Even though she had Byakugan, it was record time. Overall, the team ability grew tenfold. But back to the mission, they were having no luck. The documents that were at the castle didn't tell anything about the man or connected to Orochimaru in any way. By the end of the first week, they decided to try the house, as Naruto had to be the one to sneak in with his stealth techniques and find out if anything important was inside. But there was something that Hinata found. A briefcase, a black briefcase with a leaf insignia on it. But for some reason she couldn't see inside the briefcase, as they saw Hito carrying it home. So Naruto had to find it to find out what exactly was inside of it. Back at the hotel, the group was discussing on what to do for the next week. Shino was supposed to place a Hikai bug on his target, so they could get back information so that Naruto could infiltrate the area. But Kiba wanted to know, Naruto-san, why do you have to plan before you enter? I thought your jutsu make you invisible to the human eye, he said. Kiba, the art of infiltration is much more complex than using a simple jutsu, said Naruto. For instance, a jutsu consumes chakra, so the timing must be perfect so I don't waste it. So I'm able to get the document that we seek. Also, while the jutsu prevent anyone from seeing me, someone with good hearing and smell could detect me without trying that hard. There are a lot of aspects to take in before infiltrating. As Kiba looked at him, as he could see why Naruto was so well refined. He was smart, extremely smart. But what happens if you get caught? Kiba asked. Well, our mission will be jeopardized, that's for sure. Hito will know that Konoha is after him, so he won't be sending the information to Orochimaru. And the Daimyo would demand answers from Konoha why I was found inside Hito's house, without any proper authorization. Other than that, nothing much, I'm afraid. However, if I was caught by a enemy, say a missing nin, or another village ninja, I'd probably be taken away for questioning, or death. As Kiba gulped at that, as he knew that being a ninja was rather dangerous, but when you thought about it, death. Time skip. At Hito Manor, getting inside the house perimeter was rather easy for someone of Naruto caliber, as he was hiding behind a big oak tree, as he was watching some guards patrol the backyard. Their numbers were reduced, but their skills increased because their roots were better trained. By doing this, they can cover more areas. As Naruto climbed up into the tree, there was only one way. As he leaped out of the tree, his feet dropped on the tile roof without making a single sound. Kunai, I'm prepared to enter the house. What do you have for me? He asked through the intercom. Kunai told him that the samurais outside aren't doing much. So with that, he continued with his mission, as he managed to enter the window without much resistance. As he remembered to look over the Kumo missing in, since he could be inside the house. Once landing inside the house, Naruto heard footsteps. As he cut his thumb, Wolf, Secret Jutsu, Shadow Stealth. The shadow below him completely consumed him until he was no longer visible. Two samurais looked down the hall, but they didn't see anything, as he just kept on going. There was a couple of secret cameras, but Naruto passing by, they couldn't see him with the jutsu activated. Hinata told him that Hito's room was the last room on the second floor. As he arrived at the stairs that reached the second floor, without alerting anyone so far, he had to release the jutsu before chakra storage, as he deactivated jutsu as he spread out his senses, as no one was near his location, as he was quiet, a single sound could tip everything off. Just after finishing his set upstairs, he looked straight down the hallway, as he would just have to make his way down there. He had to wait till the man fall asleep though, as the man had a strange sleeping schedule. It seems like he also timed himself. It was weird, as it was mostly 11. Kurenai, as Naruto slipped into a nearby room that was empty. "I'm in position," he said, as he stood behind the door, just waiting for Hito to go to sleep. He got an okay response from Kurenai. From outside the house, all of them were listening to the professional entering the house without being caught. From the three, Shino was the most impressed because he was a bit skeptical about Naruto's abilities. Now seeing how easy it was for him to get inside without noticing, being noticed by anyone, he understood. Kiba just glowed how awesome Naruto was. Hinata simply smiled. After 10 minutes, Naruto heard footsteps as the man was leaving his office to get some sleep for the night. His room was on the 3rd floor, as the signal would give him. Yes, a little surprise that Kurenai thought about. Before he went down to the 2nd floor, he went towards the bedroom and placed some time sleeping gas. They would be activated upon the man's arrival. That left Naruto with plenty of time to dig inside the man's office to find out if there was any information regarding Orochimaru, anything sent, or anything he should know. As Naruto activated his Shadow Jutsu again, he left the room and made his way to the office as he entered. As he started to go through the files, a lot of them were irrelevant and didn't tell much. Scratch that, it was all irrelevant. He searched the room for a while and he couldn't find the briefcase that Hinata found with her Byug gun. Something was wrong because he saw Hito carrying it. So that means he must hid it inside another room, or it was in here in a secret compartment or somewhere else. Kurenai, could you ask Hinata to use her Byug gun? I need to know if there's a hidden compartment inside this office, said Naruto. A okay could be heard. A few seconds later, Naruto. She said that there's a vault behind the Daimyo's picture on the wall. To your left. She couldn't see inside, it's made of material that prevent her Byug gun from seeing inside. Can you open it without destroying it? Asked Kurenai. As she heard Naruto groan. What's wrong? I must admit, I'm not proud of it, but I have the experience in opening vaults. Man, I'm a thief. As Kurenai suppressed her giggling. Don't worry, this will be a secret between us, okay? Now open it and see what is inside. As Naruto pulled out a few tools from his holster, and he started on breaking the safe. While not unbreakable, it was quite challenging. It took nearly 20 minutes for him to open it. Once he got it open, he saw said briefcase as he took it and closed the vault. Upon opening, as Naruto looked through the papers, as his eyes became hardened and angry to what he saw, the damn fool had everything about Konoha defensive systems, including route, patrols, and patterns. The man also had the security measures in case of an invasion. As Naruto learned when he became a Chunin, that the first thing to do was safety for civilians, and then they were supposed to release an onslaught to attack the enemy with all they have at their disposal. If Orochimaru get a hold of this information, he could target the civilians and force the shinobis into a trap. This is for someone that wants to invade the village. Damn it, I have to warn Kurenai. Kurenai, I managed to get the briefcase. Information inside is not good. They have defenses for a village and route patrol for the entire year. I don't know if this information was already sent to Orochimaru, but if he have it, things will have to change. We have to prepare ahead. Alright Naruto, come back. This will be enough for the mission. Bring me the briefcase and let's get this bastard arrested. Time skip. Outside the mansion. Once outside, Naruto handed the briefcase to Kurenai as she smiled, a job well done. But he did not smile. As Naruto narrowed his eyes, Kurenai then saw something behind him. It was rather fast. Someone appeared rather quickly. I wasn't sure who Konoha might send, but clearly, the Sen, the famous winged dragon. The sleeping gas was a nice trick. I managed to find it, but I couldn't stop Hito from falling asleep because of it, the mystery man said behind Naruto, as he was wearing a black trench coat. It was similar clothing towards what the Anbus wear, all black. But Naruto couldn't tell who this missing in was. You seem to know about me, but I don't know who you are. I analyzed the bingo boat, but I never saw you in it. Care to explain why? Naruto asked. There's a valid reason to that. I'm sure of it. So far, the ones that tried to track me down never actually escape and survive. So that is why there is so little information about me. You, on the other hand, mostly let them live. So I have a lot of information on you and what you can do. As Naruto gestured behind for Kunai to leave, to reach Daimyo and explain this mess, she was reluctant on leaving Naruto alone to fight, but she had her genin to protect. She placed a hand on his shoulder, as she wanted to be careful. As he patted her hand, he'll be fine. She nodded, as she turned and quickly left with the others, as they didn't know what the hell was going on. Why were they leaving Naruto behind? But Kunai told him it was going to be fine. As Naruto narrowed his eyes towards the man that didn't move, as he asked him why didn't he try to stop them. He told Irony for his protection. I don't give a crap about his documents being stolen. And I also wanted to fight you alone. It's rather rare for someone your age to have such a powerful reputation through the Elemental Nation. So I want to see what you're truly made of. At least tell me your name before we engage in combat, said Naruto. You know mine and I don't know yours. The man smiled a bit. I guess it's only fair, since today you will die. My name is Akira Higurashi. Now, shall we engage in fight or do you want to talk some more? Naruto smiled at that. I was never one for talking in the way he said, as he grabbed shurikens and tossed them towards Akira. Akira simply smiled as shurikens came towards him. When they were just about to hit him, Naruto saw a static shield appear in front of the man, defending him completely. Akira focused chakra towards his legs and tore forward, literally running as the earth was trenched when he moved. Naruto quickly pulled his new trench knife as he shot forward in the intent of taking the man down right here, right now. As Naruto swung, Akira twisted his body as he dodged, as he brought his leg up towards the upper kick towards Naruto's chin. The feet passed Naruto as he moved back. As he flipped, he went through hand sign while flipping. Wing style, Gale Wind Palm Jutsu, he said. The moment he landed, he fired off the wind attack as Akira leaped out of the way, flipping through hand sign as well. Lightning release, False Darkness Jutsu, as he shot a concentrated beam of lightning straight towards Naruto. As Naruto in defense blocked the attack, he moved forward, not giving Akira time to think, as he started to slash at him fiercely. As Naruto was seeing the advantage with his new trench knife, the extension was a good advantage, as it was like he was using two mini swords. Akira was at a disadvantage, as he had to use taijutsu against the two sharp blades. He had to leap away, seeing that he was having a tough time dodging. You're good, but you're far from being at having an advantage here, said Akira, as he went through quick hand signs, a lot of them fast. Lightning release, Lightning Dragon Jutsu, he said. Naruto realized that he was in deep crap right now. This jutsu was stolen from Kumo Vault nearly a year ago. It was regarded as Kenjutsu because of how much amount of chakra it took, and the person always, not having enough to contain themselves afterwards. The dragon started to form, as Naruto's mind started to process things fast. He would probably die or take a lot of damage if he got hit. Those situations were not viable, because if he took a lot of damage, a man would simply came over and finish the job, and if he died, that was it. Prepare to die, said Akira. As the attack slammed into Naruto, the massive dragon tore through several houses as the explosion was large. Akira smiled, as this would boost his reputation as he just killed the winged dragon, and not to mention the son of the fourth Hokage, the Yellow Flash, as his reputation would skyrocket after this. He will have some more enemies on his back, but that didn't matter to him right now. He just killed the winged dragon. I wouldn't dance in celebration yet. Akira froze in shock. How? As he couldn't understand. One downside about your attack is, it takes a while to prepare, giving your enemy time to think. And with a mind like mine, I was able to think of 3 ways to escape your attack by the time it was done. You actually took out one of my shadow clones in Naruto. And I know that jutsu is rather taxing on your chakra reserves. So now, it's over. As Naruto shot forward, he threw his trench knife forward as he went through hand sign, wind style, Flight of the Falcon Jutsu. Akira's eyes went wide and Naruto vanished. But Naruto reappeared and grabbed on to the trench knife that was already in front of him. As Naruto wasted no time, he didn't hesitate as he drove the trench knife right into Akira's chest, killing him instantly. As Naruto techniques consisted of 2 parts. First, using wind chakra to eliminate the air resistance in front of him to increase his speed. Second, he expelled a huge boost of wind chakra from his back, expelling speed even further. Since the air in front of him was removed from the equation, it was like he was teleporting, as his speed was quadruple. Similar to the Hiroshin, but not as fast when it came to speed, but it was still deadly as hell. That was a scene that Kurenai, along with the Genins and the Royal Guard, and the Daimyo arrived to see. They arrived to see Naruto making hand signs, and he vanished. And Akira was dead. Kurenai was shocked. How much faster Naruto has gotten. Hinata couldn't even see it with her Byakugan. She couldn't follow his movements. Shino was speechless. Not that people would know because he was always quiet. The Fire Daimyo smiled as he recognized a famous Wind Dragon and his Wind Jutsus. After hearing what Kurenai said and after being shown the proof, he instantly sent out an arrest order for the man, Hito. But they couldn't know if the man already sent information to Orochimaru, yes or no. But even if Orochimaru did decide to use this information, Konoha will be prepared. The next day, as the group stood in front of the Fire Lord, I never knew that Hito was doing this behind my back. That information is classified, and if Orochimaru could hand on it, then the Leaf might be in serious trouble. I feel responsible for what happened here. I will send word to the Hokage of my apologies. I hope the information that your team retained can help you protect yourself from that snake, said Daimyo. Fear not, Daimyo-sama. Our village will be vigilant from any type of threat that may pose against us. But our Hokage must be waiting anxiously for the information. So, the man nodded as he turned towards Naruto. Well, my boy, I see that your reputation precedes you. I never saw a technique like that before. I will be sure to be watching your shinobi growth, because I know that you'll be grow into something splendid. Say hi to your father for me. As Naruto nodded politely. As the team left and quickly started heading back, all of them wanted to ask. Kurenai decided to be the first one to ask, as Naruto wanted to get a rise out of her. Oh, I'll gladly explain to you, Kurenai. But first you have to agree that ninjutsu is better than genjutsu. Kurenai snorted. Never in a million years. That will never happen, she said. Fine, then I won't explain my technique to you. As Naruto smiled instantly, smart as she kept on saying over and over again, earning laugh from the Genins. Well, except for Shino. Well, he didn't really count, because he didn't really laugh. Kurenai finally said it, as she just wanted to hear what his technique was. So she finally admitted, well, she didn't really believe that one bit, but it was good to hear those words coming from her. It made Naruto laugh, as he told her about his technique. As they arrived at Konoha, she dismissed her team to meet her tomorrow for team training, as both her and Naruto went towards the Hokage's tower. When they arrived at the Hokage's tower, not only Minato, as Sarutobi was there as well, as he was also there to hear what happened. To find out that Orochimaru might have gotten this information was beyond troublesome, as Sarutobi was deeply disturbed as his ex-student was causing all this problem, as he knew one of the man's biggest reason why was because he was not picked as the fourth Hokage and Minato got the position over him. He was quite furious about that, despite being able to mask his anger rather well. But Hiruzen had knew him a lot back then. He didn't even know him anymore or what he's capable of now. Kurenai-san, can we be sure that Orochimaru received the information? It is impossible to say, Hokage-sama. Naruto managed to retrieve the information about our defenses, but we didn't find any proof to know that if Orochimaru received the information. I believe the best course of action is to presume that he already has them. Both Sarutobi and Minato nodded as Sarutobi turned towards Minato. I believe we must have a meeting afterwards with the clan heads on changing our own things to make sure Orochimaru does not invade. Minato nodded as he turned towards Naruto. Were you able to identify the missing nin that Hito paid to protect him? As Naruto tossed a scroll towards his father, who got it. As he saw the content of the scroll, it was a body storage. His name is Akira Higurashi. History unknown, except for the fact that he had one of Kumo Kinjutsu. Seems like he was one that stole it, the lightning dragon technique. I presume that must be the reason why he's a missing nin. I have not yet determined what level he is, but his chakra control and his master over lightning jutsus. I presume that he's at least Jonin level. Method of killing, asked Minato. After he used the lightning dragon on me, he had used up all of his reserves, and he was open for attack. I used the assassination technique, wind release, flight of the falcon, and killed him by thrusting both my twin knife through his heart, said Naruto. Sarutobi was surprised. Although he knew some aspects about Naruto, he clearly didn't breach the surface of what there was to know all about the little blonde. Kurenai-san, Naruto. Good job on the mission. You're both dismissed, Naruto. Once we settle the bounty for Akira, we'll let you know. As the both of them nodded, as they left. Your son is quite a shinobi, Minato-kun, said Hiruzen, as Minato had that big smile on his face, as he was really proud of his son. He is growing up remarkably well, indeed. Now then, we need to move on to more urgent matters. As Sarutobi nodded, who do you think will side with the snake if he plans on invading us? Asked Minato. As Hiruzen started to think of the other 4 hidden villages, Kumo and the stone would be the obvious choice, even though we recently closed a deal of neutrality with Kumo. But Orochimaru knew that we would assume them, so he will go for one that we wouldn't expect. Kira is at civil war, so it's unlikely that Orochimaru could convince Mizukage to grant him some of his army despite what is going on in his own country. And that leaves the sand for us to consider. Of course, all of these are speculations because Orochimaru can very well side with the stone, Kumo, and even convince the sand to destroy us. He would use everything, and he would twist everything to make sure he gets what he wants, and the right people on his side. That is just how he is. Minato narrowed his eyes towards Sarutobi. I see you thought of everything, old man, he said. I wonder though, is it your grief for hesitating back then? Is it that what is feeding you now? Sarutobi closed his eyes, as he had the chance to stop Orochimaru back then, but he let him go. At the time he felt pity from the one that he once considered his child. Now he only felt regret. He was no longer the Hokage, but this was one of his biggest mistakes. And he was gonna clean up his mess one way or another. It's true, not doing the right thing back then haunt me to this day, Minato-kun. From all the wrong decisions I made in the past, this was definitely the worst. But with age you learn no matter what you do, you can never change the past or go back. I have to be ready in case he comes here. At that time, pity stopped me from stopping him. But this time, things will be different. It's not like you're gonna be alone, said Minato. You'll have me and Jiraiya to help you fight him. Now, apart from discovering which village would aid Orochimaru, we need to assemble the clan heads and figure out the new plan of defense. Also, we should consider our timetable, since we still don't know or when he will invade. As Hiruzen nodded, one thing for sure, I won't be having dinner at home today. As Hiruzen chuckled at that. Time skip with Naruto. After leaving the office, both him and Kurenai said their goodbyes, and each of them went off to do their own things. As Naruto wanted to say hi to Yujiro, then to go home and rest for a while, and Kurenai went to find Asuma. He wanted to see Asuma as well, tell him about the new trench knife, but that could wait because he was tired from the mission. Arriving towards the department, he received information that she was out on a mission and she will be arriving later today. Frowning on not being able to see her, Naruto made his way, as he felt hungry, as he went to go get some noodles of the gods. The moment he arrived, he heard familiar voices as he saw Tenten, Neji, and Anko. Hello there, Mr. Diplomat, said Naruto. Haven't seen you in a while. How was the mission? As Neji snorted, as he really hated doing something like this, as Anko told Naruto how much he hated it. They wanted to burst out laughing when they saw the look on his face when he had to go do all kind of things. Well, I'm glad I wasn't there then, said Naruto. Politics is really not my thing. I would have probably gone crazy, said Naruto. Yeah, me neither, but since Neji family has diplomats with other villages, the Hokage sent us as bodyguards to Tenten. We had to be on constant watch, just in case anyone tried to kill Neji. So we didn't have any time to relax. But no one tried anything, and in the end, it was boring as hell. I'm just glad I'm back home, she said. Naruto, I heard you went on a mission with Kurenai and her brats. Is she in town as well? As Naruto nodded. As Naruto missed a bowl of ramen came, Uncle struggled as she sat down and she ordered a bowl as well. As the entire team decided to catch up. As Naruto has been on different infiltration missions, the group hadn't been so tight like before again. Not when it comes to friendship wise, but like always going on missions together, all of them included. As they talk about their past missions and how their training was coming along, it was rare for all of them to be on a mission at one time. They were always split up or someone else leading their team or something. As Anko explained that this was good for tunings, for them to learn how to work with other teams and work with other ninjas. Oi, Naruto, what about the Jonin exams? Are you going through with it this year? Asked Neji. But he received a no in response, just like before. Theoretically, Naruto had all the requirements to become a Jonin. He had mastered over 2 elements, and he was going on to a 3rd. And the amount of missions that he's completed has passed the amount that he needs to become a Jonin. But he always said that he wasn't ready yet, At first, Neji accepted it because he was just 13. But now he had 2 years of being a chunin, and he wasn't ready to face it yet. Neji, I'm not ready yet, he said. I don't have what the Hokage expect as Jonin. I'm too hot-headed at some times. And I don't know the first thing of being a Jonin sensei. Either way, there's plenty of time for me to learn what's needed before attempting the trials. What about you? Being a Hyuga, your element does not required, but you have mastery in earth jutsus. Plus, your mission record is as big as mine, probably even bigger, said Naruto. I plan to take it next year. You're my rival. And I expect you to take it next year as well, said Neji. But he was more like demanding. Naruto simply nodded as he went back to eat his noodles. As the two women simply listened. Anko understood what Naruto meant. He might have the skills, but he didn't have the experience. He just didn't have what it takes to become a Jonin right now. He didn't have the proper mindset. That is why she agreed with him. He needs to be able to cope with the possibility of knowing that if he failed a mission or things went extremely wrong, people might end up getting dying, and they will be under his watch. Something like that could really mess up a person. Neji missions were quite different from Naruto's. Some of Neji missions involve a lot of death, and he managed to cope with it well enough. They talked some more before they broke apart as Naruto arrived home. Mom, I'm home, he said. I'm in the kitchen, Naruto-kun, said. As Naruto made his way to see his mother standing there. I'm glad to see you're back home. Safe and sound, she said. How was your mission, she asked. As Naruto told her about how his mission went. Time skip. On the road to the Wave Country. Kakashi Hatake was one of the best ninjas in Konoha. Yes, he was up there with the elites, as he was responsible for aiding the 4th Hokage in the war. And being an Anvu captain back then, he had climbed through the ranks rather easily when first joining Anvu. Even at a young age, he was quite impressive. But the more he grew, the more deadlier he became, and the more renounced. As he's on his way to create a legacy, just like his father named. Well, he already has his name out there, but he never thought he'd wear the regular Jonin clothes again, as he didn't want to pick up 3 kids and train. Minato accepted that, as he placed a new Jonin sensei with Team 7 that was consisted of Sakura Haruno, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sai. Close to 1 week before today, Kakashi was called, as Team 7 Jonin sensei was killed on a solo mission that should have been an easy C rank, but instead turned out to be an A rank assassination. Unfortunately, the target was just too strong and killed him without much effort, as he was all alone on his solo mission. So he was placed to tutor this team, as Kakashi saw the irony of leaving a team of Anvu to train and handle a team of Genins. What was Minato sensei thinking when he assigned me to deal with kids? There are plenty of Jonins that could handle this job, but no, he sent me to do it. As he heard Sai making jokes about Sasuke private area, Sai was a rather strange kid, and Sakura was blushing thinking about, well, how it will look, and how Sasuke would look in his birthday suit. Absolutely nothing. After a while, Sasuke lost his cool as he actually got mad, as Sai was really pushing it. At the moment, they were bringing Tazuna back home, as Tazuna had already came to the Leaf, as Naruto team had helped them. But this mission was rather different, as they just dealt with 2 missing nins. The 2 missing nins managed to escape by attacking Sakura, a bludgeon for Kakashi to let them go by protecting her, which he did. From his experience, he knew that someone stronger will come, and he was right on the money, as he tackled Tazuna down to the ground and told him to duck, as a sword whipped over their head and stabbed into a tree. When Kakashi looked up, he paled. Standing there was none other than Zabuza Momokai, the demon of the hidden mist. Out of all the enemy, it has to be him. The thing that Kakashi was worrying about was Zabuza silent killing technique. Yes, a rather deadly art. Move so quickly end his enemies in silence. And Kakashi had to protect the client and these kids, because they were nowhere ready to take on someone like Zabuza's stature. Alright, Delta formation. Don't attack this guy, he's way out of your league. The group quickly turned to Tazuna and Zabuza start to laugh. Sharingan no Kakashi. It's an honor to face you. I never thought Konoha would send someone as infamous as you to protect this old man. Well, it doesn't matter. Hand over the bridge builder, and perhaps I won't kill your little student of yours. As the man started to release bloodlust that swarmed the area, as the genin started to get afraid, as the thing was potent and deadly. He couldn't blame them, this was far above their pay grade. Even though Minato's new school system had improved most people, they couldn't fight a Jonin, especially not Zabuza. "Don't worry," said Kakashi. "I'll protect you all with my life," he said, as he eye smiled at them. Zabuza simply laughed. "Let's see you keep that promise, shall we?" As Zabuza filled the air with a dense fog, Kakashi quickly raised his head back as he started to scan the area. His eyes went wide as he shot forward, as the man appeared right behind Kazuna, without anyone noticing him yet. Only Kakashi did. As Kakashi moved with tremendous speed, he stabbed him right in the chest as he burst into water. As Kakashi felt something slam into him, he quickly grabbed onto the leg and pulled Zabuza with him as both of them were thrown towards the river, taking him away from the client. "Take the client and run! I'll hold him off," said Kakashi as he charged forward, not looking back. Kakashi forgot he was not talking to Anvus, but scared children. As he landed on the lake perfectly in the center, he was surrounded by an army of 10 water clones, as all of them moved in for the attack. But they were just water clones, as Kakashi showed them that they were nothing. Using a simple kuna, he sliced all of them down. "Very good, Kakashi, you're a legend. It really precedes you. But let's see if you can handle me in my territory," said Zabuza, as he burst from the water and sliced. Kakashi pulled back just in time as his hair. A bit of his hair was sliced off though, as he flipped away, as Zabuza came rushing forward, but Kakashi was seeing everything slower than how everyone would see it as his Sharingan was activating, as he dodged and slammed his fist into Zabuza's stomach, knocking him back. Zabuza went through hand sign, water release, water dragon jutsu, as the water dragon charged Kakashi, who leaped out of the way as he made hand signs of his own fire style fireball jutsu. As the fireball charged straight towards Zabuza, Zabuza simply stopped his chakra flow as he went underneath the water, as the fireball slammed into the water, dispelling the technique. Zabuza burst out of the water a second later with 2 water clones. Kakashi went through hand sign, lightning release, lightning current jutsu, as Kakashi fired the lightning attack forward while jumping at the same time. Zabuza's eyes went wide as the entire water in front of him was electrocuted as his clones were taken care of. As Kakashi flipped back to the surface, Zabuza was set sail as he smashed right into a tree, his limbs smoking. Kakashi moved forward to end his life, only for a pair of senbons to stick right in his neck. Zabuza's head fell down. Just as Kakashi closed in on the body, a strange hunter nin appeared. "I've been looking for him a long time now. I'm in your debt for helping me," stopping him. "I'll be on my way now," the hunter nin said, taking Zabuza's body and disappearing. Taking the body, that was rather suspicious. A real hunter nin will dispose of the body right there and then, taking the head. But his body was gonna give him that any time now, so he couldn't chase after them. Shit. First demon brothers. Now Zabuza. And now it appears this hunter nin is with them as well. "I need reinforcements," Kakashi thought to himself. "You'll have to tell Minato about this." "Kakashi-sensei, are you alright?" Sakura asked, as she came over. Kakashi eyes smiled at her. "Yes, Sakura, I'm alright. I'm just As he fell, as he was suffering from chakra exhaustion, the Sharingan really took a lot out of him. The next day, Kakashi opened his eyes, as he wondered if he was in a hospital as he saw a white ceiling. He turned his head slightly as he saw a beautiful brunette preparing some medicine for him. "Ah, you're up. Your group was worried sick about you. How are you feeling?" He explained that he was feeling much better now. "Excuse me, but do you know where my team is? I need to discuss certain things with them," said Kakashi. "They're downstairs. I'll get them right away," she said, as she headed off. Later, you will find out that her name was Nami, as she was Tazuna's daughter. A minute later, the group had made their way up, as they sat in front of Kakashi, waiting to hear the new development of the mission. "Listen carefully. This mission just upgrade from a C to a A rank. As it is, we will be up against high, 4-level high missing links. And even if we train hard enough, we won't be able to take on them all. I'm calling for reinforcements," said Kakashi. "Why do we need reinforcements? We can take them," said Sasuke. "This is not up for discussion, Sasuke. Zabuza is a tough opponent by himself, and the others will be focused on you guys. We need reinforcements. For Genins, they're certainly strong, but not against high, Chunins, and Jonins. And I can't fight Zabuza and worry about protecting you at the same time. I'll be sending a note to Minato to get some reinforcement for this mission. I'll be training all of you until the time comes, so you can be ready. Timeskip in Konoha, Eugeo had arrived last night, as Naruto had spent time with her on his roof, as a full moon was out. As the both of them had breakfast this morning, he also went and he spoke to Asuma about the new trench knife, as the both of them wrote down details of what they, acquire, and the feeling and everything of it. At the office, Minato was looking through the window, thinking about recent development, when Pakon appeared in his office. Hokage-sama said, Pakon, Kakashi sent you a message and he's waiting for a reply. Minato took the scroll as he started to read over it, as his eyes passed by Zabuza and the demon brothers trying to attack Tazuna. As he finished reading the part that the mission was upgraded to a rank and that Kakashi need reinforcements, as he closed the message as he wrote a reply to give to Pakon to give back to Kakashi, as he sent someone to call for 2 people. Timeskip with Naruto, as Naruto just performed the water jutsu, water release, great explosive current, as the entire water came alive, the wave massive. It was a B rank jutsu, but for anyone that didn't have the affinity, it was a A rank, because not having the affinity, you had to use more chakra to keep it stable and expel it. As Naruto took a chakra pill, as he's been working on this for some time now, waste no to his chakra. As Neji appeared out of nowhere, Naruto, the Hokage is waiting for us in the office. Let's go. As Naruto nodded, as he made his way towards the Hokage's office. Once they arrived there, the both of them were listening to Minato as he issued their next mission. So any questions Minato asked as he told them in detail. The both of them shook their head no, as he told them to get a move on it. After all, time was of the essence here. The both of them left the office. The both of them smiled towards each other. Finally, a joint mission, huh, Neji? Yes, and it seems like we're going back to the wave, Neji said. As Naruto smiled at that. Alright, let's go. After sending reinforcements to the hidden wave, Minato was currently talking to the clan heads. He grew up with most of them in the past, but he only befriended a few of them, like Shikaku Nara, Inoichi Yamanaka, Chosa Akimichi, and Hayashi Hyuga. Yes, those are the ones that he befriended in the past. Others he became more acquainted with after his promotion to village leader, like Tatsumi Inuzaka and Itachi Uchiha, who was nominated the clan leader after his father's death. The rest of them were, not so friendly with him, but they had nothing against him. But there was one man that even Sarutobi saw as a threat. Minato didn't like him either. Danzo gained a seat in the council because of political demands, because he did not belong to any clan of Konoha. He was a rival for the third Hokage position for Sarutobi though, and a powerful man, despite his methods not being quite good. Clearing his throat, Minato explained the reason why the meeting was happening, as he told them what happened ever since the foundation of the Hidden Zone, that Konoha has been monitoring Orochimaru's footsteps. And he also told him about the recent mission that Naruto and his team went on to gather information and find out what Orochimaru had. The group was surprised that if Orochimaru knew so much about their village security. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have a situation that must be dealt with immediately. Everyone agreed that this was quite alarming for Orochimaru to know that much, to have the workings, the layout of the village, the envoy patrols. But first I must ask that you place your hand on the seal in front of you. One of the clan heads asked what for. That seal in front of you all act as a pack of confidentiality, a S-rank secret, such as what we all discussed today will be remain as such. If one of you share this meeting contents with anyone else, I would be informed immediately and take action. Please know this is not an act of mistrust, but it is for better accommodations just in case the snake tried to invade Konoha. They nodded as they placed their hand in front of a seal, placed it down on it. Minato saw Danzo hesitated for the slightest, but he went along with it and placed his hand on the seal. As Minato wondered what the man was thinking, he went through a set of hand signs before slamming his hand on a larger seal as all the seals started to glow. Within seconds, the seal was engraved in all of their hands before it simply disappeared from view, like he wasn't even there. Now that is done, I will talk about the new development of the system. Presuming that Orochimaru has the old one, a new system has to be put in place. By changing it, the enemy plan can backfire. And we will come out as victorious, said Minato. Now, the new system will be as followed. As that was going on, both Naruto and Neji were quickly making their way, not wasting any time, as they were making their way towards the hidden wave. It's been a long time since the both of them did a solo mission together, but they had to hurry. They had no idea when Zabuza or his accomplice was going to come back, and they wanted to make sure that Kakashi and the others were safe. So with that, they speed off. But guys, if you end episode right here, if you want to see the next part, be sure to do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notifications they posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also, guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Had Cosmic Energy over on Anime King 3. And enjoy that, guys. And I also post a brand new episode of What If Naruto was the God of Lightning over on Anime King. So go ahead and enjoy it as well. And I also post a brand new episode of What If Naruto was a Blue Eye Elite Uchiha. So go ahead and enjoy it as well, guys. So yeah, I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.